Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm the Hippie Chick Historian. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I'll be talking to James, whose YouTube channel is James Walks in History. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment.
Right, so hello James, welcome to the Hippie Chick Historian channel. This is
Hello,
everybody,
Marie.
this is James from James Walks in History. He has his own YouTube channel where he mostly looks at the history of Wiltshire, which is where his family for generations is from. So over to you then, James.
Yeah, so I mostly look at the history of Wiltshire and Somerset and Dorset and some other places as well. You normally see me with my hat on like this, which gives me a form of anonymity in that people generally see me with the hat on. So when I'm not wearing the hat, they don't really recognize me when I'm out and about. So that's a good thing, number one. Number two is my interest in history really has come from the area and what I go and look at. And when I look at things, that's when I notice different things. And it all started really when I was taking photographs for a Facebook website that my friend has called Historic Wiltshire and Wiltshire Memories. And people really like my photos, and they would ask me about the history of something. So then I would find it out and communicate that at a later time. And I thought, well, why don't I just find out about the history of something before somebody asks me? So hence that's what got me started with YouTube. And some of my early videos are very poor, I will admit. And it's only recently that I've found the technique, if you like, and my own unique way of putting information over to people. And I also give talks locally as well, history talks. So some of the things you may not have ever seen in Wiltshire is one of them. The Hidden Gems of Wiltshire is another one. And they go down very well. And I have a lot of people attend those talks. Normally they're quite sold out, but I don't do any of this for money. And any funds that are raised when I do talks go to a local charity that the organizer wants it to go to.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I don't take anything from this, and I'm not monetized myself either because I get pleasure in communicating what I find out and what I see to other people who have an interest in it. And if they can get something from it, it's a good thing.
Yeah, that definitely comes across in your videos. You always look very positive and happy, and you can tell you know your stuff. And of course, you take people to places that they probably wouldn't ever know about. Lots of like sacred wells and places like that.
That's right. And I find a lot of my information by looking at side by side maps, which is a free map thing to look at. So I'll
All
find
right.
out about an area and I will go there because I want to see one particular thing. But then I'll notice something else in the area and I think, oh, I'm not sure about that. And I'll give you an example of that. So it all started really when I went to Alfred's Tower on the Stour Head estate uh, in Wiltshire oblique Somerset. It's on the Wiltshire Somerset border. The strange thing is that Alfred's Tower is in Somerset, but not more than 40 yards from it is a plague stone. And
All
there's no
right.
signs to it or anything else.
Okay.
Nobody knows much about it. And it could have always have been there. It may have been moved when they built the tower. It dates back to around about 1350, so it falls within the Black Death plague. It could have been placed there by Sir Richard Colt Hoare, who was the owner of Stourhead, as a curio. It may have been the base to a Saxon cross, which means that if it was the base to a Saxon cross, it could have been the meeting point before the Battle of Ettingen in AD 878. So that's another thing that it could be. It could have always have been there and then just chiseled out and used uh, as a stone for plague victims, by which they would put vinegar in there and money within there. Somebody would come along, leave food by the side, and then take the money, believing the money to be sanitized after it had been in the vinegar. So hence it's also called a vinegar stone. And also with the stone itself, it may actually have come from Kilmington, which is a small village not far from Stourhead, where they had an outbreak of one of the earliest outbreaks in the area of the Black Death in 1358. So who knows? And that's the sort of mystery that I get excited about, and I like to go and find. And then if I can communicate that to other people, it's a good thing.
Definitely.
People always say, "Oh, what about your Wiltshire accent, James?" And the fact of it is I don't think I've got an accent, like all of us with an accent of some sort. I don't think I've got one, but I probably have.
Yes.
and I'm always a bit strange on that. But you imagine, if I came from up north, I'd be, well, I'm having a look at this today and looking at that and looking at something else and take this and now. But I come from this area, and no matter how I try to perfect my public schoolboy, although it wasn't my public schoolboy accent, I can't do it. So that's it. And Marie, I'm interested, what spurred you on to do your wonderful videos on I like some of your old film videos, and I really like the ones where you visit and look around the area. So what got you into it, Marie?
Well, I've always loved history. When I was about 12, 13, I was bought some huge encyclopedias of the history of the world, and I was fascinated. I was a bookworm as a child. And then later in life, I did my history degree, and then that got me into teaching. And so I now work from home part-time, teaching like this over Zoom, teaching English. So I thought, I'm going to be 50 next year. So I thought, I want to try something different and push myself. So I thought, as me and the family go to so many different places, I might as well just film it on my phone and do a little YouTube channel as a hobby. Because as I was saying before, I do have a crochet channel, but it's during the summer, I don't really want to be doing crochet and things like that. I'm out and about, you see, and it's so time consuming making a crochet blanket or clothing or whatever. So it kind of, my new one, my Hippie Chick Historian channel, kind of kills two birds with a stone, because it's taking the kids out, having fun, enjoying ourselves, and also me learning and teaching the history to like-minded people.
Oh, well, that's excellent.
I just find it so much fun,
I think I find that really interesting. It comes across with your enthusiasm for things. With me, I've got a mind where I remember things from 20 or 30 years ago vividly. I've got almost, I won't say a photographic memory, but I've got a very good memory. And I use that to my advantage in communicating facts and things of interest to people. But I don't really rate myself as being any form of historian. I'm interested in history from the Neolithic period right the way on to Bronze Age, Iron Age, Saxon, and on. And you'll see that in my videos. I do lots of different time periods, if you like, and some natural phenomena, or phenomena, I should say, in areas too. But I just get a great deal of enjoyment thinking that somebody may watch one of my sad videos and then go out and visit and get something from that, and then say, well, look, this ought to be preserved or not. And I had that with doing the video on the largest long barrow in Britain. Everybody thinks it's West Kennet Long Barrow, which is the largest chambered long barrow, but the largest long barrow in Britain is Till's Head Old Ditch Barrow, which is on Salisbury Plain. And Richard Osgood, who's the chief archaeologist for the MOD, watched my video, and his boss watched it as well. And he said, "Thank you very much. I've watched your video, and my boss has watched your video, and now we've got to go up there and clear all the undergrowth off of it because it's been forgotten about." And we realised that by watching your video. So some of my videos do some good. I have a few people who are in America, who used to live here, Australia, who used to live here, and Germany. And I've got a couple of guys in Switzerland. So it's quite, and they really focus on my channel for memories, if you like, to look at the landscape and everything around me. But I find that most of all, if younger people watch it and they go out and they get something from it, that it gives them a great deal of motivation later in life to find things by looking at a map, by looking things up, the history on something that might seem a bit obscure at the time, and then using that to their own advantage. And I have met a lot of very high class, I suppose, top historians, you would call them, people that have been on Time Team and all sorts. And they're just ordinary people like the rest of us. They're just people that have unfortunately ended up doing a job where they've been scraping around in the hole for years and trying to find out certain things about what they find. But we can dream a bit by going to these areas, by looking at them, by taking the context of what we see and then questioning that. And by questioning something, you are challenging yourself really to find a solution to what you've noticed. And in a lot of cases, older history books that we had at school and documents that you read sometimes allied to museums or archaeological archives are very dated, and they can be very biased towards certain things too. So you take away all that biased appraisal from it, really, and just say what you see in the old terminology. And I think that's a good thing for all of us. And you can go out.
It certainly is, yeah. When I was doing my degree, I was learning about the Benin bronzes that were made in Africa by African people. But years and years ago, historians insisted that, oh no, African people couldn't possibly have made these. They're too sophisticated. It must have been the Portuguese or, another race of people, which is shocking nowadays because we know that, the Benin bronzes were made by Black African people. And it's so important that we teach the truth rather than, sort of very biased and sometimes very, racist theories. So, but yeah, it's so important to keep history alive. And I think by recording yourself going to these places, that, it brings it to life for people. Because say if somebody can't get out and about, they can watch videos of these beautiful places that we really need to preserve, ruins and all these sacred places. Because Stonehenge, well, not Stonehenge, sorry, Avebury. I love Stonehenge, but Avebury is my absolute favourite. And you only live 20 minutes away, so I'm really jealous.
I'd swap.
Oh, no, you wouldn't want to live here. I did a video about the Northampton town centre because there are some really fantastic buildings and it's got a huge amount of history, which people just don't see. They see all the litter and the homeless people and all the empty shops, which is a shame because Northampton does have a lot to offer.
Yeah, and you find the same with most places. The more you look into something, the more interest you can find within a certain area. Even some more modern towns and villages. I think that the main thing with doing all these YouTube things is that sometimes people get too focused on just wanting to get thousands of subscribers and to earn a living off of videos. Now I know some fairly big YouTubers. I quite friendly with Sam Walks a lot, is one of my friends, and Sandy the Wiltshire Man is another one of my friends. And I communicate obviously quite often with Paul Whitewick as well. But they're just ordinary people, and I think that's what people want to see, just ordinary people. And when I go out filming, I film on my own all the time. I'm never with anybody else. I've tried to go with my friend Dino before, and it's a turn off. If you take somebody else with you, they don't want to know. So I actually film on my own with just a camera, a stick, and I actually carry a luggage elastic with me and strap my camera to, or my phone to a signpost or a tree, then walk away from it, back up to it, and then trim out the bits. So I don't have anybody with me when I film. Quite a dangerous occupation if I have an accident.
Yeah, sorry, people don't realise how much effort go into filming, do they? And then the editing as well. So.
Oh, the editing is boring.
It is.
But although it's boring, you become better at it as you go along, and you can then sort of take certain things out of the video. Because when I first made videos, I didn't realise I could even shorten the little lengths of film that I taken and chop bits out, which I occasionally do. But I think I found too that if I can go out when it's not windy and there's not many people around, I can normally make a video that I don't have to edit too drastically, and that comes across in the video itself. So that's the only tip I could give anybody, really, is that just enjoy it, enjoy life. Don't take yourself too seriously is another one. Some people take themselves enormously seriously. They think of themselves as some sort of serious person communicating stuff. I'm just out there having fun, really, and it doesn't always come across. I do some daring and stupid things at times. I abseiled down Alfred's Tower not long ago. I climbed rocks and monuments and rickety follies and all the rest of it, but it's only because I want to get hands-on experience, if you like, to get the most of an experience I can of a place or an area. And that's the only reason I do the odd dangerous thing every now and then. And there is a YouTube channel called this, but one of my friends, Gavin, who's got a mountain bike channel, he named me as Indiana James at one time.
Oh yeah, with the hat. I never put two and two together before, so yeah.
They are, yeah. And I have a small history group on Facebook too, called Adventures in History for All UK, which is a private group. So we don't have people saying, "Will you marry me?" on it or something like that. You know, you're free of scams with a private group on Facebook, and I run events in that every year where I take a group and we go for a walk to a historic area and I talk about the history, and it's normally an obscure thing that people didn't know, a hidden holy well or an execution stone or something of that nature, or the 1917 tree, all the things that I've been to in the past. And I just enjoy all of those things. I think they're great. Yeah.
Anyway, James, it's been fantastic talking to you. Thank you so much for doing this Zoom. Have you got any last words you'd like to say to anybody, or anything you'd like to add?
Just to say to watch your channel, watch Marie's channel, not to worry too much about watching mine, but you will get something from it. And to say thank you so much for watching us too this evening, or whatever time of the day you're watching. And until the next time, goodbye.
Thank you, James. Bye.
Thank you, Marie.